Good morning, guys. For those of you who would like to boost your immune system, go to Alaska Chaga, click on that link in the description box, and you'll get 10% off and free freight. And then for those of you who would like to help our veterans, go to Hero Soap Company. They're owned by vets, and they give part of their profits to veterans down on their luck. And then for those of you who would like to learn more about CBD products, go to martinbrodellcbd.com. There's lots of products in there for humans, for your pets, like what I gave to the little doggy treats. They work great for pain, and there's all kinds of products for humans as well, like this pain relief cream that works really well. And so anyway, just give it a look. And then for those of you who'd like to maybe sell CBD products, you're a self-starter, hard worker, and you want a chance to make some really good money and work within the framework of a really good company as well, to go ahead and send me an email, and I will send you the name and the phone number of the person to get a hold of, and it'll get you started. Let's go ahead and move on to this here. Remember Cuomo yesterday bragging about the hand sanitizer. Well, Cuomo was busted. This is from one of the viewers, and thank you, Teddy, thank you. Cuomo was busted by all the guys in the county jail. They ratted on him. They had their trustees swapping out manufacturers' labels for New York State's labels on the bottles and then shipping them out the back door. Endless displays of this scumbag's behavior here. Yeah, I mean, look, Cuomo's a lowlife. Always has been. I mean, he's never been what you call a decent individual. Okay? And then this here, lives matter. If you need a color in front of those two words, you're a racist. We are Americans. Exactly. Regardless of color, we're all Americans. If you're here legally, that is. And then let's move on to woke California unveils equitable math. Correct answers are racist. Okay, so what they're doing is they're continuing to try to dumb down the American kids. They want to dumb down the population so that these kids are not able to think. They're not taught to think logically. And so the dumber that they can get these kids to be, the better it is, the easier it is for them to control the population. And right now they're having a really tough time controlling not only our population here in the U.S., but the population around the world. And then Joe Biden with Nancy Pelosi, and he just says, Nancy, do you want me to take questions? What do you want? And then you can hear Nancy going, am I on? And they go, yeah, you're on. And she goes, well, we don't want him talking. and that's it. That's it. We don't want him talking. So it's as it says here, a little additional insight on how the White House is handling Biden. And as she says, Pelosi says, no, we don't want him to talk. And then here's a bunch of drug mules coming across the border, bringing drugs across. And they're just flooding the market with cheap drugs and stuff, and making the problem even worse. And then on a good note here, Robbie De Niro, owner, Athletes Unleashed in Buffalo, New York, and he's back. He's suing for the sake of everybody. I mean, he's already won twice against Cuomo, and now he's going to sue even more. And yeah, this guy is great. And then the New World Order is taking its mask off while telling you to keep yours on. So the New World Order used to be the province of conspiracy theorists. However, the phrase is now descriptive of what we see daily in the news. There is tremendous pressure to reorder society in the West, using the pandemic as a pretext. In America, the result has been an assault on our God-given rights on an unprecedented scale. Political leaders proclaimed they were following the science to protect public health and stripped citizens of their ability to work, to associate, to worship, and even to petition our government. Big tech jumped in to help and made sure that no information that contradicted their favorite experts were easily accessible to the public, using the pretext that the global and national health bureaucracies are the only experts Americans should listen to. They set out to ban or suppress information that contradicted the World Health Organization and Centers for Disease Control. Permissible content changed from day to day because those two agencies often disagreed. Then the entire country, to some extent the West overall, was rocked by consistent and unmitigated street violence. What happened last summer, including a days-long siege on the White House, has been memory holed by the corporate media. If not for brave independent journalists who navigated to nightly mobs, those who did not live in affected areas might not have understood the extent of the violence and damage. 19 people were killed in the first 14 days of the riots following the death of George Floyd. Rioting and looting in the name of racial justice were exceptions to pandemic restrictions. Lockdown protests were not. Now it is nearly certain that the nation will see a repeat performance after the trial of officer involved in Floyd's death. That's Derek Chauvin. The outcome will not matter. America is now a nation that tolerates riots in the wake of police-involved shootings and trial verdicts. Americans don't even pay attention to near-nightly violence and arson in Portland's once beautiful and vibrant city, a city that is now a microcosm of a failed state. In other words, the mask of all these very wealthy people, it's all come off. It's all coming away, and they're all being exposed. All of them. From the UN right on down through, from, actually I should say from the international bankers all the way down through. Let's go to Breitbart here. So GOP Senator Marshall, far left trying to gain leverage over SCOTUS with court packing threat. No, it's not a threat. No, they're going to do it if they can. It'll be undone. But it's just one of many things that were being shown. And then funeral of Prince Philip. Funeral will praise World War II veterans' courage, unwavering loyalty to the Queen. You know what I think of him. I can't stand, I really don't like the royal family at all. And, you know, when you take a look at the people high up in most of these governments, the vast majority, they are low-life people, very much low-life. Antifa rioters burned Portland Apple Store, fire guns from cars. I mean, this is just what's going on. Bill Maher, part of issue with policing is dumb laws that cops have to enforce. Yeah, oh, you mean like the masks and social distancing and all the rest? Yeah. And then Democrats' biggest weakness is common sense. It's been that way for a long time. S&P pledges to introduce BLM-style anti-racist education to confront UK's colonial history. Boris Johnson, he's been a disappointment, and the UK has really gone way far left. They have a long ways to come back. So do we, by the way. And then CNN's Lemon, you don't see racists flourishing in the Democrat Party. Oh, yes, you do. They're all over the place. Anti-Trump lawmakers spend thousands of campaign cash on security services. Yeah, for good reason. And I mean, number one, okay, let's go over that again. Anti-Trump lawmakers spend thousands in campaign cash on security services. Number one, we would never, we're not the type to go after them physically. At least not yet. And The only people that have anything to be afraid of are the pro-Trump people. They're the ones who get attacked. It's not the anti-Trump people. They don't get attacked. They get left alone. And then Fauci, very frustrated to get questioned about freedoms without mentioning COVID deaths. Oh, let's talk about COVID deaths. Let's talk about all the false COVID deaths out there. Let's talk about all the people who have died in car wrecks and from suicides and other, like heart attacks, that have been labeled COVID. Let's talk about all those, okay? And then health and safety higher priority for me. No, it's not. It's all about money and power. You're just a puppet. That's all you are, Fauci. And then fully vaccinated people could go to indoor restaurants, but you want to be careful. The only thing we got to be careful of is an extremely corrupt government. And then White House defends UN ambassador. Most people recognize history of systemic racism in America. No, they don't. That's false. Odds makers favor Kamala Harris over Joe Biden in 2024 presidential race. The only way either one of them have a chance is if we still have a corrupt voter system, which we're not going to have. I can tell you now, the crap is going to hit the fan at some point this year, and in a major way. Democrat Republicans who say election was stolen make everyone in this country unsafe. No, you, the Democrats and the rhinos, you make this country unsafe. In fact, not only do you make this country unsafe, you make the world unsafe. And then veteran USS Arizona survivor receives message from Secret Service on 100th birthday. And wow, Whitmer panics. Michigan Gov expands mask mandate to 2-year-olds. What a moron. Let's see here what the message was to the veteran. It says one of the 2 remaining survivors of the USS Arizona marked his 100th birthday Thursday and received a special message from the White House Secret Service. Let me see how much time I got left here. Okay. So the United States Navy veteran Ken Potts was working as a crane operator aboard the USS Arizona when the Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor on December 7, 1941. He escaped with 2 additional sailors, according to Fox News. Some 80 years later, there are only 2 surviving people, Potts and Lou Conter, the latter turning 99 in September 2020. Sergeant Jonathan Stockland, a Marine Corps veteran, filmed a special message for Potts from outside the White House, where they met in 2017 when he gave veterans tour in his role as a member of the Secret Service. That opportunity to meet you and spend that time with you is one of the great privileges of my career, and it is an even greater privilege to wish you a happy 100th birthday, Stockland said. And yeah, good for him. Good for him. That's all for now. God bless y'all. Have a good day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye, guys.